Alright everyone, I'm going to go through the evening roundup, evening catch up, and I'll go through some of the stuff from social media because there wasn't much on there. And I'll just sum it up, I'm not going to read it out. Basically, Matty Moretto, and that's quoted in Anfield Sector, said Bajcetic is attracting attention in the market. It's likely to have another year on loan. It's where he wants to establish himself and grow, and it's Villarreal the most interested club. Hugo Ekitike is wanted by us, Arsenal, Man U and Newcastle, and Frankfurt are going to demand a fee of 95 million to 100 million euros, which is about, I think, 82.3 to 86.6 million pounds. Ornstein said it's going to be a busy summer with recruitment, and he said we're in the mix for Dean Hewson, Kerkez, and perhaps a striker because Nunes is expected to leave. There's uncertainty around Canate with 12 months of his contract and no breakthrough. And there's also what's happening with Quansah, Elliott, Joe Gomez and Diaz, who's on the final 2 years of his deal. And he said, so there's a lot to sort out. There you go. That's the social media stuff. David Dunch said Darwin Núñez missed out due to illness. No idea how true that is. Yeah, I'm seeing if there's anything else. No, that's it. That was pretty much the news. Today, what's the day been like? Got up, say about just after 11, slept in, did a few things, got lunch, had to go shopping as well, so did that, came back, had some jobs I needed to do, some of which I couldn't do until I was going shopping this morning, so did that, sat down, watched the match. I've said my thoughts on the match, so I'm not going to touch on it here. We got the 3 points, that's the most important thing. Second half was not great. A lot of things need sorting out ahead of the Leicester game, but the main thing is 2 wins from a title. And we secured Champions League qualification for next season, and Man City now officially dethroned, they cannot pass us. I think top 2 is pretty much secured bar a point, because I think Newcastle will have a game in hand. But they play Arsenal as well. So it means we're definitely guaranteed second, or we only need 1 win, pretty much. Because both of those 2 sides can't win the same game. And if we draw with Arsenal, again, that's hurts them as well. But we'd like to have it all sewn up by then. I'd like to have it sewn up ideally by next weekend. It's doable. In fact, if we'd beaten Fulham, all we would need to have done would be win next weekend, regardless. Yes, I watched the match. Had a few things I wanted to do after that. Came down. I had the TV on, but I was doing stuff in the background, so I saw the goals for the Man United game at St James's Park, and then watched the second half and watched Newcastle literally rip them apart, 4-1. Another goalkeeping error. Scary to think they could be in the bottom 4. I mean, I look at the league table. is that? Yeah, if I look at the league table, 76 points for us, 32 games. 63 points for Arsenal, 32 games. Newcastle on 56 with 31, so that's probably how they can get 77 points. But they'd have to win all their games to do that. So to get all their games to get potentially second, well, to get 77 points, they have to beat Arsenal on the way. If we look at the bottom, that's just bizarre. I mean, we play Leicester. I'm just wondering when the Wolves play next. Oh, Wolves play at Old Trafford at 2 o'clock on the Sunday, the same time Ipswich host Arsenal. But the thing is, if Wolves win that, that puts them on 38 points, which is where Man United are now. But if Wolves win, West Ham are down there as well, so they've got 35. When do West Ham play? Hold on, I'm just going back. I've just lost the... Because West Ham plays Southampton. I expect West Ham to win that. So West Ham would be on 38. Wolves play Man United. Wolves win that, they go on 38. Now you're wondering why I'm thinking of these fixtures in relation to us, right? Ipswich host Arsenal on 21. A win for them puts them on 24 with 5 games to play, meaning they are mathematically still having a chance of surviving. Wolves win, West Ham win, they're on 38, which means Leicester would be 20 points adrift with 18 to play, so that would have relegated them. So you can imagine lining up against us, and it goes two ways. They either play with no pressure, or they're completely deflated. It's just... I'm just thinking it is. So there is a slim chance this time next week we're champions. I can't believe it. And if I was to be asked when I would like the title won, I would say against Leicester this week, coming week. And if I was to say why, as I'm recording this, it's the 14th of April. Tomorrow is the anniversary of Hillsborough. Where ultimately 97 fans lost their lives. So many people, including kids, went to watch a game of football and never came home. And I think winning the title on an anniversary of that moment would be so special. Maybe it's written in the stars we win it next weekend, I don't know. I'd like to think so. Just let me compose my thoughts, sorry. Just Hillsborough's tough for me to talk about. I'm sorry. And I know if I stopped recording and did this again, it would affect me exactly the same. So I'll carry on. But yeah. But another thing we've got with the fixtures, if I look, I'm going to look at the Arsenal fixtures. So Wednesday night they have Real Madrid. They've travelled to Madrid, so that's not going to be an easy game for them, but they're holding a 3-0 lead. And then they travel to Ipswich on the Sunday. Then, the 23rd of April, they host Crystal Palace. And then, assuming all goes well in the Champions League, I think, I'm just going to check, I need 2 screens open for this, 2 seconds. Format schedule for the Champions League. Semi-final, leg 1 of 2. It seems like both games are on the 29th of April and the 6th of May. So, let's go back to fixtures. So, 29th of April. That is a... What day of the week is that? Is that a... So, the 29th is a Tuesday. And they play on the 23rd of April. They don't play on the 26th. I thought there was a game on the 26th of April. I'm just trying to work out how the Champions League would coincide with Arsenal's challenge, so to speak. I know this video is awful and I do apologise for that. So let's have a look. And the Champions League website is awful. Right, there we go. 16th of April, they play Real Madrid. And I can't... It's really frustrating, this website. I'm not going to fight with it. So, yeah, they've got Crystal Palace. Then it looks like they've got potentially a match which would likely to be against PSG on the 29th. And then they would have Bournemouth on the 3rd of May. Now, if they have got through and get PSG, for example, which it does look likely, the next match would be on the 6th of May, and we play on the 11th, so in the week. So in the 8 days, they've got, well, say 29th, so that's 2 days and 11 days. So in 13 days, they've got 4 games, potentially. So, I know this video's not making any sense, but you know, it's not scripted. I'm not going to make apologies for it not being scripted. It's going to be raw, and it's just going to be as it is, and people can deal with it. But yeah, it been so much easier if I could have looked at them. So I'm going to check the phone because the web browser for the, at least when I'm talking on the, if I look on the phone, I can. Right, I can view all matches and then I think it won't let me go past the next match. But yeah, Arsenal's progress in the Champions League could help. I don't know, because they rotated against Brentford and they've dropped points. They lost Jorginho as well. How the relegation fight is holding up could affect things as well. It's just crazy. And we've got Spurs down there as well. But yeah, so yeah, today I watched, as I was going on about Man United, I think, and the Newcastle game. I watched that. Then what did I do after that? You know what? I watched the film. I grew up in the 80s. I was a kid in the 80s. I loved Transformers, so I watched Transformers 1 because it's on Sky. It's on Sky Movies, so I can just like watch it when I want type thing. Watch that. People started getting sorted for the night. Did a couple of videos. Some have been scheduled. And then I'm now wrapping up for the night. As for tomorrow, it might be a similar format to today, because it's like the Easter holiday period, so I've got less time to record stuff. I might get a bit done on Tuesday, all being well. I think. Fingers crossed. But I won't get any. I don't think I'll get a live streaming on Tuesday. I think it just depends on things here. If I do get one done this week, it'll only be on Tuesday. And next week, I think the only one would be Friday, if I got one done. I don't think there was any shout outs. I had to block somebody off the channel for being, needless to say, not very polite. It was the same person that said I'd never never set foot in Liverpool. So when I did my round up that night, I put out photos of me, funnily enough, at Anfield. It's hard to go to Anfield without setting foot in Liverpool, isn't it? And then call me a glory hunter. So when I've watched a struggle in the 90s, that's glory hunting, is it? Okay. If I was a glory hunter, I would have been following Man United in the 90s. But I didn't. I stuck with Liverpool. I stuck with my club. And that's never going to change. But I don't think there's any shout outs to mention. So I'd be shouting out the same people for supporting me anyway. Also tomorrow, people know I like my gaming, and there's a game that I absolutely love, and it's got a TV adaptation, and season 2 comes out I think in about 35 minutes. So I'll be watching the first episode of that tomorrow because I'm not watching it till 3:15 this morning. That's The Last of Us on Sky. Are we watching that? I've waited so long for this season. I can probably tell you what happens in it, sort of, but I'm not going to. I think the recent Captain America's out in Prime. Yes, I know it'll be on Disney Plus, but I might just buy it anyway because it's Captain America and it's a character that means a lot to me. Basically, when I was like probably 3 or 4, I wanted to grow up to be either Han Solo or Captain America. You do some silly things when you're like 3 or 4, and my love for the character has stayed since. I'll probably buy that if it's cheap or reasonably priced. I think it's out literally now, and I might watch that tomorrow as well. I'm probably just going to have a chilled kickback time when I can't do any recording. I'll still monitor the news and things, and if there's anything that's short, simple, and doesn't require much recording seconds, something that can be said in like 30-40 seconds, I might just put something on that like as a short, maybe like as an AI video or just a photo with the news caption and just stick it on as a short, because that takes no time at all and I can do that on my phone even. But yeah, it's been a good day. The result was good, but the performance could have been better. I'm being watched by my shadow of one of my pets. I'd be lost without them. And they're they're sat down here with me. I know Jennifer's watching, she'll say, put the camera on them. No, I'm leaving the camera where it is for now, I think. Mainly due to the fact there's some stuff that will appear on the camera that I don't want to be on the camera in the background. Because there's like some personal things on just in sight, and yeah, I will double check if there's any last minute news on anything. Have a look. And just go to X first. And if you're like me, you've been following the golf, you'll know that the Masters has been in play. And it was won by Rory McIlroy. In a very tight Masters. Playoff against Justin Rose. I would prefer Justin Rose won it, but we can't always have that. Right, let's have a look. Where are we? Liverpool transfer rumours, replies. Paul Joyce raised something interesting. To see Paqueta weaving his magic prompted the question of where Liverpool's creativity will come from, especially if Trent Alexander-Arnold joins Real Madrid on a free transfer in the summer. The transfer market may have to provide the solution. But there's nothing on. Let's see what nonsense Indy Kyler's posting. I mean, after all, he's an award-winning Twitter account. We best be kind to them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then something about a leak inside Tottenham. That's interesting. Somebody leaking out team news. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say, but thank you very much for supporting me. As I look now, we are on. Go to the channel, your channel. We're on 128 subscribers. Thank you. Because I was 124 last night. It went to 124, dropped down to 122, and then went back up to 124. I'm sure I see it go to 125 before it dropped again, but YouTube Studio says different. If I look, yeah, it dropped down. So it just tells you how many people have subscribed on a certain day. So it's 70% more than the previous days, plus 78 have gone up. Views 748% more. Shorts views are counted differently from the 31st of March. Watch time 264.9 hours, which is 222% more. Thank you for all your support, it really means a lot. Just please, if you like the content and you know people that would like the content, just share, like, and subscribe. If you've got any suggestions on players or anything, just please let me know. Or if you hear of any rumours or something that you'd like me to look at, send me the link and I'll have a look at it for you. I don't mind. And if I don't get back to you in a comment, say you've left a nice comment and I haven't got back to you, it's probably because I haven't spotted it in the comments, because I noticed some haven't. Recently I'd seen stuff from like 2 or 3 weeks prior and I hadn't responded, but I hadn't seen them. So I think I'm going to have to actively look through the new comments and new replies. Because if you reply to a comment, or sorry, I should say you reply to a reply, it doesn't show up in the new comments, it shows up in new replies. I just assumed it would show up in new comments, but it doesn't. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much for your support once again. It means a lot. Also, as well as supporting me, take a visit to Red Raw LFC. If you Google that, please put the LFC in. Please, if you go to YouTube, it's Red Raw LFC. That's Martin's channel. He would appreciate the views and the support. He's a really knowledgeable guy. And I don't think he's as knowledgeable, and I don't think he thinks he's as knowledgeable as he realizes. I think he doesn't realize how good he is, I should say. I was trying to think of how to say that. But yeah, but he doesn't think he's as good as he actually is. So give Martin a visit, say hello, tell him I've sent you across. Alright? He's a fantastic bloke. And he's got a fantastic YouTube channel. It's like me, it's literally what you see is what you get. We will not hesitate in calling out FSG if needs be. There's also Gareth's channel, it's Copites of Anfield. A lovely guy. I've spoken to him like on the phone a few times as well. He's a lovely bloke. His channel's been around for about a while. Martin's has been around for just over a year. Gareth's has had stuff, I think, before the channel started. He knows his stuff as well. He's a really good person. So give him a view and like and say I've sent you. And one person I wouldn't be doing this channel if I hadn't been for them. Well, I could say the same for the Martin and Gareth as well. That's Duncan Oldham at Cop Talk TV. He's been doing the Cop Talk side of things since forever. He's been doing it for nearly 3 decades. He has so much information, so much expertise. He's one of the most knowledgeable guys in terms of news and breaking down articles that I could ever have met or come across. He's a lovely, lovely person, fantastic guy. He's helped support this channel so much and I can't thank him enough, and he's also helped me personally as well, and again I can't thank him enough. So if you go along his way, tell him that you found him because of me. But yeah, thank you so much. The support is so lovely, because I thought, will it take off? Could I do this? Will it last? Will I be looking after a week thinking this isn't working and giving up? But no, it's done okay. And I do my best. Alright? That's all I can do. It's like what you see is what you get. So thank you once again. Good night, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon.